I'm Joe, and this is the Joe is Hungry channel. Today, I'm going to pit Fazzoli's baked lasagna against Olive Garden's Lasagna Classico. I like Fazzoli's and I like Olive Garden. Before Fazzoli's moved in the area, Olive Garden was always my go-to place to get my dose of lasagna. But Fazzoli's, they're closer. They have a drive-through, they cook everything hot and fresh, and I really like their pasta. So less talking, more eating. Let's start this review at Olive Garden in Kennesaw, Georgia. So let's go ahead and get our food and do the Joe is Hungry temperature test. This thing comes in at 140.5 degrees Fahrenheit. I would have thought it might have been a little bit hotter than that, but it is within the bounds of the Joe is Hungry temperature test. So let's head on to Fazzoli's in Cartersville, Georgia. This thing comes in at a scorching, freshly cooked 152.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Way to go, Fazzoli's. You got it right. You win the Joe is Hungry temperature test. Now, for further evaluation and more scrutiny, and to finish this comparison up and put this question to rest, we're heading back to the studios of Joe is Hungry, located in my semi-adopted hometown of Fairmount, Georgia. Today, we're comparing Olive Garden's baked lasagna Classico to the drive-through lasagna you get at Fazzoli's, and they call that baked lasagna. The Olive Garden lasagna consists of multiple layers of pasta, Parmesan mozzarella, Pecorino and Romano cheese, homemade meat sauce, and a pan-seared Italian sausage. With each order, you get an order of lasagna, soup or salad, 2 breadsticks, and there's no drink included. You don't really have a choice. You can't get it cheaper by getting rid of the sides, so that's just the way I got it. And each one of these will set you back $15.79 before taxes, and it weighs in at 940 calories. If you want to see the stats, I have them on the screen and in the description below. The Fazzoli's baked lasagna consists of layered pasta, meat sauce, mozzarella, and provolone cheese. Each one of these will set you back $7.99 before taxes, and of course, it comes with a couple breadsticks. The calorie rating on this dish is 710 calories. I have the stats on the screen and in the description below. Now, if you want to make this a meal for $2.99 extra, you get your choice of side Caesar salad, a side house salad, a slice of cheese pizza, or a slice of pepperoni pizza, for a grand total of $10.99 compared to the $15.99 that you'd have to shell out at Olive Garden. Before I go any further, I'd like to say a couple things about the presentation. At Olive Garden, you have it in a big plastic container and you got that slippery slidey thing going on. However, if you want to throw it in a microwave, you can. But at Fazzoli's, it's packed tightly into an aluminum container. You can't microwave it, but it is surely a lot easier to handle and holds its heat a whole lot better. Which leads us to the next test, the Joe is Hungry comparison weight test. We'll start off with Fazzoli's and see just exactly how much they weigh. Fazzoli's weighs in at 1 pound, 6.5 ounces. Olive Garden weighs in at 1 pound, 2.95 ounces. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one for Olive Garden. So the next thing we're going to do is the Joe is Hungry big reveal, and we're going to start off with Olive Garden. This is what it looks like, and this is what it is supposed to look like. Next, it's time for Fazzoli's. This is what it looks like, and this is what it is supposed to look like. This is what it looks like, and this is what it's supposed to look like. If I don't say so myself, I think Fazzoli's is giving Olive Garden a run for their money, even though they're a couple ounces larger and they got a kind of a pretty looking salad with it. But we don't really know anything yet because we haven't done the definitive and final Joe is Hungry bite test. So it's Fazzoli's bite test. Engage. Olive Garden bite test Classico. Engage. Well, here's my verdict on this. Olive Garden, they had a little problems with presentation. It wasn't as hot as I thought it should be when it came out because I didn't waste any time getting out of the car and sticking that thermometer in it. Fazzoli's, I always have trouble holding it. I always burn my hands with it, and it definitely passed the Joe's Hungry heat test. There seems to be a little bit more meat in the Olive Garden. The cheese had a little bit more flavor to it. Fazzoli's tomato sauce is a little more tart. It stands out a little bit more. Really nothing bad to say about Fazzoli's. I really like Fazzoli's. Plus, look at the price. It's a much better value, and I can just go through the drive-thru and pick that sucker up, and I'm on my way home, and I'll be able to eat it hot when I get home. Can't say that about Olive Garden, because look at it. It was cooled off by the time I got it out. I would definitely have to reheat that when I got to the house. But Olive Garden gives you this gigando salad with it, and that kind of makes up for it. We've got the breadsticks here. Oh, the Fazzoli's breadsticks are awesome. Oh my goodness. They're buttery, they're tender. Olive Garden breadsticks, a little dry. I mean, they're about an hour or so old, so they could be more buttery. Fazzoli's breadsticks, they're buttery, they're crisp. They've got Olive Garden beat on those. My goodness, these are wonderful. It's time to give these guys a score. Y'all know my score. My score is 1 to 10. 9 being the best. Anything above 9 is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and it's almost never achieved. I have my score on the screen and in the description below. Now, when I score these things, I'm going to take into account how much they cost, how easy they are to get, and of course, their flavor. So, let's start off with Fazzoli's. Definitely in the 8 range. I'm going to have to go with 8.4. Now, for Olive Garden. I mean, it's really not doing anything spectacular better than Fazzoli's. I mean, there's a little more meat, obviously. The food costs are probably a little bit higher on this one, but for flavor and eatability, I'm going to have to go with an 8.1. Fazzoli's, you surprised me. You won this one. I didn't actually think it would happen because I've always been a fan of Olive Garden lasagna. That's my review. If you found this interesting, if you found this useful, if you disagree, if you have any comments, leave them below, and I will see you in the next video.
Mind I forgot. When I'm walking through the fire, I just look toward the light when it's hot.